Let's stay in the state of Alabama, though. Let's go out to Tuscaloosa. Bama Online, Tim Watson Company, all the coverage that you need, and then some when it comes to spring practice and what's going on in Tuscaloosa, man. It's a new era. Andy Staples and Tim Watts have a show on this, or a video rather, from Andy's show on this very channel. I would encourage you to go check out. It's new. It's a new Alabama spring practice. Like previously, Alabama, they provided some media access for the local folks out there. It was around 10-ish minutes. Most places will give you around 30 minutes. Not they're letting you see 11 on 11 or letting you see a whole bunch of competitive periods, but still being able to see individual drills, being able to see a little bit of special teams. Like they're actually giving them some access now, which is, again, a very different reality than what they were dealing with during the Saban era when it comes to the media. There is a noticeable new energy. Not better energy. It's not different energy, or not bad energy. It's just different. Overall, it's just different. And they're playing music now. That was it's kind of like whenever the private school allows free dress for their Friday. Like that's kind of the feel. It's like, hey, whoa, what's going on here? Is this okay? Are we allowed to do this? I'll say this. Every school in the country plays music at their practice. I promise you, Georgia, they play music at their practice, and they were just fine winning national championships. Michigan would have to imagine they play music at their practice. So the bottom line here is it's a more fresh-feeling Alabama. Kane Womack, defensive coordinator for them, it sounds like is leading the charge. He brings a whole lot of juice to the practice field. When it comes to the quarterback position, we at least have to touch on it. Jalen Milroe taking first-team reps, going first reps with the quarterbacks there with the first offense. He's your guy until he's not, is my opinion. I don't know that to be the case, but I have to believe he's going to have to somehow lose this job. I would also say this, though. I don't think Jalen Milroe and his skill set fits best with this offense. I think he's your best quarterback. I think if you play to his strengths, he gives you the best chance to win by nature of what we saw last year with them being a play away from extending that Rose Bowl game, from them beating Georgia in the SEC championship. Jalen Milroe, I think, should be your guy. Now, with that being said, if you're going to ask Jalen Milroe to be Michael Penix Jr. from last year in that same style of offense, it's not going to mix. It's not going to work well. So I'm curious to see the reports we get at Bama Online as it pertains to how they're dialing up this offense, because they got some guys now that I think probably would perform better in a pro day setting than Jalen Milroe. Austin Mack coming over from Washington, he can spin it. Dylan Lonergan, he can spin it. Ty Simpson, he can spin it. Like there's a lot of really talented quarterbacks in this room that might actually, I don't know this to be the case, but might be better passers, better throwers of the football than Jalen Milroe. So Jalen Milroe gets my vote to be QB1 in Tuscaloosa. I'm curious to see the buzz that generates over the course of this spring practice and in the fall camp. Running back room looks good. Justice Haynes, Jam Miller, Richard Young, all four-star cats. Yes, you lose some things in that running back room. They're going to be more than fine when it comes to toting the rock. Again, it's a new Bama. It might take some acclimation period for Alabama fans to get used to Kalen DeBoer's way of doing things. Totally fine. It's all good in Tuscaloosa. Yes, you lost some guys through the portal. The portal does what it does whenever you lose a head coach, especially when you lose the greatest head coach the sport has ever seen. But even with that being said, still a lot of talent on this roster. The secondary alone, I mean, Damani Jackson, Keon Saab, both transfers. Damani Jackson from USC, Keon Saab from Michigan. I expect them to be in that starting rotation when it comes time for football to be played. Damani Jackson was one of the best players in the country when he came out of high school. Keon Saab was a guy that was highly regarded when he jumped in the portal from Michigan. So there's still a lot of talent on this roster. Nick Saban did not leave the cupboard bare when Kalen DeBoer got there, even with the portal moves. So the vibes and the energy is high in Alabama, and I cannot wait till we get further and further into spring practice. I cannot wait for the A-Day. That'll be on ESPN. Everybody and their mama will be tuned into that one. The new era has begun in Tuscaloosa, and it sounds like some new juice has come along with it. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.